There. Oh! I've been doing my coursework. My mind is blown. There. Teddy! Sorry. This is an unscheduled live because I honestly... My mind is blown. Okay. There. I honestly had hoped that this wasn't gonna happen. Hey, Jamie. I honestly held a little tiny little thread of one of those asshole piece of shit jurors isn't gonna be a piece of shit asshole juror. God, I hate this disease sometimes. Before anybody hears this and say, "Oh, you're what the frig is that?" Anti-Semitic. My grandmother was Jewish, Russian Jewish. That was a misspeak by my stupid brain. So, yeah. I thought there was at least one juror that was not going to be a fucking pile of burning, steaming bullshit. I just... Ohana, that's awesome. That's exactly, Ohana, how much was each juror paid? Because... What the frell? And nerds will know what that's from. It was the agreed upon substitute word for Marco Polo to avoid for the grandsons. I'm not very good at it yet, still. Jeez. I just... Thanks, Jay. What could they possibly have done? How much did they pay each juror? How much? I honestly didn't think something like this could ever happen in the United States. This is complete and utter BS. You know what? Honestly, I can't. I'm not censoring myself. This is complete and utter bullshit, and I'm fucking sick and tired of the fucking Biden administration fucking weaponizing everything. Not just the freaking legal system. Everything. Even the presidency. Especially the presidency. Weaponized. He is doing all kinds of garbage bullshit. It just... You know what, Chris? I don't care if the jurors were scared. They should have known fucking better. They should have known better, and at least one of them should have fucking taken a stand. At least one should have. This is mind blowing. I watched The Office of Tatum, and he came and he had the video out. Now I need to look because, hey Cora, now I'm gonna look because I trust Officer Tatum. He doesn't do or say anything without ensuring. things are... I usually... Yep. Trump trial jury returns guilty verdict. It's on CBS News, NBC, New York Times, CNN. So yeah. You scared me for a second there, Cora. I was worried because I trust Officer Tatum. When he comes up and he's putting a video out, I know that he's checked it. So there's some guys that I follow. Dan Bongino, the Officer Tatum. Oh, thank you for the toy. It's like he knew I was upset. This is Gator. I'm Gator. Good boy. That was a nice distracting. Oh no, Chris, I agree. I didn't think. Oh, Annie Band, seriously. When I just... I'm surprised the top of my head hasn't flown off. It's that freaking holy crap in my brain right now. Because this is... If Trump isn't elected, this is the end of the United States. In my opinion. My opinion. Reasoning for that is that it'll be 4 more years of Joe Jackass. As a result, shit will get even worse than it already is. Honestly, Thomas, I agree. Annie Band, you're right. That's what the left wants. That's what the opposition wants. The opposition to Trump, not just the left, all opposition to Trump. That's what they want. Hey, Rogue. And Jay, that's a good question. What is next? I'm going to tell you one thing. I honestly see Trump support. I see that percentage going through the fucking roof. I see it going through the roof. In my mind, that's what I'm seeing. Everything else they've done, his support has jumped up even more. And now this? Biden, God willing, please Jesus, he just buried himself. And there's already no coming back from all the bullshit that he's done and caused, his administration and his inaction. His inaction, his administration, the actions they've taken, the things that they haven't, the things that they have. Yes, Chris, they always tell us, Democrats always tell us what they want, what they're going to do by reacting. I don't know how to explain this, but Dan Bongino put it really well. And when he said that, he said the left goes bananas over shit that we're doing, that they're doing. No, that's not it. Fuck, forget it. Teddy! He keeps ringing the bells, and I'm worried he's gonna... Oh yeah, Annie Band, 100% clear cut and election interference. And Cora, I know he can still run from in jail, but from behind the bars, if that happens. Now I do know via Dan Bongino that the Secret Service has actually already had a meeting with Rikers Island, I guess, or wherever, to how it's going to be set up. Because now what's going to happen is Secret Service is going to be in the jail with him, on the outside, obviously, protecting him. The guards have to protect Secret Service now. That's how that's going to work, I think. From what, Jay, I'm still voting for him too. And I'm going to tell, I mean, yeah, he can definitely win from jail. I foresee that's what happens if he gets put in jail. That's a big if. It's a big if. Because that's going to involve now Annie Ben, no doubt. If they send him to Rikers, if they send him to jail anywhere, no matter where they send him, Biden's buried. There's already no coming back. Hey baby. Hey baby. Please don't pee in the house. I heard you ringing the bells. I don't want you to pee in the house. Please don't pee in the house. Please don't pee in the house. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That was almost a shut up, mommy. But what I was going to say is this now goes from the realm of, now that the court has done this, now it's in legal, like, law enforcement hands to put him in to carry out whatever sentence there's going to be. Cora, that's Cora says, I look for house arrest and probation to keep him off the campaign trail. And I agree. But just because he's not going to be going anywhere doesn't mean, you know, that man can't stay off the internet, can't stay off of videos, can't stay away from cameras. He can stay right there. And yes, I understand that, Desert Rat. Hello, my son, and I am glad you are here. I'm glad you're all right. Get back to me on the polo. And everybody here is OG ground crew. They all speak typo because of me. In Discord, everybody's used to typo. And as you can see, it runs in the family. Queenie! What are you doing here? Oh, wait, it's almost 4 o'clock. Which is almost... It's almost 6 where y'all are. I just... My... There is no coming back from this. For the Democrats. Democrats will... I'm not going to say never, because I stopped myself. Except that I just said it. But you know what I mean. I highly doubt that it's going to take a... Thomas, if he gets the 136 years, I just... Jamie, yes, they opened the door for themselves to get in trouble. But the Republican Party is sitting on their hands being woke, shadow woke little pussies. Just gonna say it how it is. Y'all know that's what I do. They're woke, garbage pussies. There's no other word. There's no other word to cover how the majority, not all, but the majority of the Republican Party has been acting like for the entirety of Biden's administration. The entirety, from day one, when he pulled all that bullshit and canceled all of Trump's shit just because it was Trump's shit. What are you doing? Cut that out. Hey, leave it. What are you doing? Give me that. Stop that. No. There's nothing on the floor. What the hell are you doing? Oh, you leave that cable alone, but hold on. Better not be cable. Oh, hey. Sit. Good boy. Good catch. He's doing better with catching, too. Jay, I just... There's one thing, though. Is that... I sometimes my mind goes off track because I still can't believe this actually effing happened. I can't believe it actually happened. I know that New York is a freaking garbage pail now. And just Jay, you think that hey, do you think that there's any kind of injunction or something that can be done? Oh, okay. That's awesome, Queenie. I'm glad that you were able to pop in. Is there a possibility? Now, I'm not a lawyer by any means. Oi! Don't bark at Penny. Get your toy. Get your toy. Don't you talk back to me. No, that's your brother. Leave your tail alone. Hey. No, get Gator. Get Gator. I'm trying. Yes! Don't be no. He likes to say no a lot, because that sounded like no to me. Cora, I agree. No. 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 You can complain all you want. It's not going to happen. Nope. Nope. I don't care either. We have conversations a lot. I completely have forgotten to tell you guys about this. It's not just Duke and Teddy that have bark-offs. But, let's see. Rogue came in? Hey, Rogue. Hold on. Gotta scroll. There's Rogue. Oh, I thought that was Cora that said expect to get worse before it gets better. Oh, it did. I just didn't see that Rogue said it first. My mind works a little differently. I'm not focused on it happening. Yes, Jay, exactly. I just, the thing is, I can't get past the fact that this actually effing happened. So my mind hasn't transitioned to the what's next part because I'm still, what the... Ugh. Very funny, William. That's not what happened. We didn't let anything happen because if we were in charge, this shit never would have happened and Biden wouldn't have been in the White House. If we were in charge. Roll it all the way back, though. What I was saying is that the Republicans have been pussies. That's the only word for it. Not all of them. Not all of them. Not all of them. But since day one, they've done nothing. And have they done anything about Biden and his canceling student loan debt, even though the Supreme Court said he couldn't do it? He just goes ahead and does it anyway, and the Republicans do nothing. They do nothing. Now, as far as this goes, yeah, Thomas, I'm thinking that's how that works. Trump has to wait until sentencing before an appeal can be filed. Agreed. But so here's the thing. Let's put some stuff together. If it's how Cora says, and basically house arrest. Okay. So house arrest, he's in the house. He can open the front door to his house and have an effing rally. I don't see that. As long as he doesn't step outside. Or yes, Jay. If this happened, anything can happen. Absolutely 100% correct. And since this happened, who else is it going to happen to? Is the question. Not only that I do have food stocked up. I have some. my sons are very. Yes, all right, 100 feet around his house, something. At least if it's even like 10 feet around his house, so at least he could come out of the house. That would be awesome. So what happens is he's on house arrest. He can still have rallies. They just have to come to him. And you know that MAGA's going to go to him. They go to him all over. Anywhere he has a rally, MAGA's there. And now, you thought his rally in New Jersey was fucking huge. Wait until you see the next rally. After this bullshit, ay, 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 ay. This is gonna push him, like, we're talking astro, like, in the freaking, into space is where his shit's gonna go. His approval and his percentage of how far he's ahead of Biden, astronomical is the word I was trying to find. Donald Trump Jr. is live on Rumble. Let me see if I can get that. Oh. Let's see. I'm going to go to that and see if I can... There he is. Right up. Nope, where's the volume?
Dollars for paying back banks on time with interest. I mean, right, you know, seems like a crime. I don't know what's wrong there.
There we go.
You know, one after the other, all flawed, all biased, all meeting with Biden's, you know, DOJ and the White House. I wonder why they're doing that for a state trial, you know, because as my father said, it's 100% right. The district attorney again campaigned on targeting my father, and the lead prosecutor is a former DNC political consultant. The judge, meanwhile, is a Biden donor whose daughter has been getting rich helping Democrats fundraise off of the case. I mean, do me a favor. Look at how even MSNBC's Andrew Weissman fawns over this judge. Okay, this is a seriously biased individual, a true scumbag, Andrew Weissman.
Yeah.
And watch how he thinks of this judge.
As you noted, with respect to Judge Marchand, I mean, I am like now, you know, I feel like a man crush on him.
Look at that garbage
such
fucking
a great
smart
judge that it's hard to
piece
see
of
that the
fucking
jurors
shit.
wouldn't have the same impression. And he's just,
I wanna
you
punch
just keep
that
on thinking, if you
man
looked at
right
a
in the
dictionary
fucking
for
face
like
right now.
judicial temperament, that's...
So that was Mueller's henchman. That was the guy, very shady track record in the past. Because that's what they do. They find people who will do whatever it is that they want. In the end, it doesn't have to do with the law. It doesn't have to do with anything. That was the Mueller henchman. That was the guy that wanted to put me in jail for treason.
Agreed, Thomas.
During the fake Russia hoax, right? Remember, years. $45-50 million spent prosecuting Trump. Oh, it turns out it was all bullshit, funded by the Hillary Clinton campaign, right? You know, when she did those things to accuse Trump of, right? The start of the Russia thing, she got fined $8,000. My father, they want to put him away for 700 years. Tell me that's not bullshit.
You think so, Chris?
That doesn't work,
I think
guys.
so.
It's not right.
I agree.
It's
They just handed him the White House.
ridiculous.
I agree.
And again, I think the real verdict's going to come on November 5th when America sends Joe Biden packing and puts my father back in the White House.
Fucking A right.
Here's a great ad from MAGA Inc., a Trump super PAC, today that really sums everything up that we're seeing. Okay? Once I do that, I'll have a couple more of these, and I'll take your questions in the meantime. I finally got the feed slowed down because there's a lot of people on here asking.
I don't have the...
Listen, there's a lot going on. So, okay, well, we got 64,000 people. That's why. So, okay, I promise I will do my best to try to catch, the names and handles. If you have long handles, sometimes it's a little bit hard. But check out this ad from MAGA Inc. It sums it all up. And
very funny,
we'll
Ro.
go from there.
Thank you for joining us here today. Earlier this afternoon, Donald Trump was arraigned by a Manhattan grand jury on 34 felony counts.
This case is an abomination. It's obviously political. 7 years to try to come up with this case. They're just wrong on the law.
The only crime that Donald Trump is being prosecuted for is the crime of running for president.
Political persecution at the highest level.
They've quite frankly given up on trying to beat it at the polls. Either going to steal it or stop it by law firm.
A Democrat prosecutor elected on a Get Trump platform.
What's going on here is a disgusting disgrace. It is war on Trump. It is war on the Republican Party. And it is a war on the Republican.
I hate that motherfucker.
This case is the weakest case I've seen in 60 years of teaching, practicing, and writing about criminal law.
I doubt the New York
Alan
indictment would have
Dershowitz.
been brought against a defendant
Dershowitz.
whose name was not Donald Trump.
This judge, I mean, you don't need a prosecutor if you have a judge like this. This judge is not on the level.
It's a terrible case, but the judge has been pretty much a rubber stamp on everything that Bragg has wanted to do.
They're perverting the system of justice. You know, that's where the danger lies. The corruption and subversion of our institutions by the left.
This is the Democrats' entire strategy to confine President Trump to a dirty criminal courtroom and keep him off the campaign trail where he can bring his winning message to voters across this country.
New York has become a legal banana republic. They are so determined to get Donald Trump.
Look, convicting Donald Trump, that's all they have.
I think they have no cards, and they're dependent upon Trump getting convicted.
That Trump train doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
Woo! The only verdict that matters is the verdict at the ballot box.
I'm putting all of my shit up. Putting it all up. The
Guys,
Trump
we're trying
flag,
to slow
everything.
some of this down and take some questions. So, Jenny 79, never give up. We don't plan to, guys. There's too much at stake. It's actually crazy. Entering 45, the swamp runs deep, and the swamp beast has tentacles in almost every corporation.
Agreed, Cora. That's what I was talking about, is that they haven't done shit this entire time.
Correct. I think you're witnessing that, and that's why.
Why isn't Hunter in jail for
in Washington D.C. once they get down?
Why isn't Hunter in jail for the whole blowing off of the what was that thing? Congress or the House subpoena, and he ignored it. Why is he not in jail?
They totally forget about the people that they're there to supposedly represent.
Agreed, Jay.
They go off.
The
on
world
their
should be
nonsense.
scared. Look at this shit.
It's pretty crazy. But it is time. Someone said it's time to roll, and I assume that means just get together, fight back, stop this insanity. And save our country. November 5th is the last time. I mean, I know we always say that shit, right? We always do that. Every election is the most important election ever. This dog catcher race, if it's not for that, we're going to lose the republic. This one, it actually is, guys. It's not even close. Like, it actually is. If they get away with this crap, if they elect this fucking moron again, this dolt, corrupt piece of garbage,
walking sack of
it's
fucking
amazing.
bones.
You see the treatment that he gets.
Desiccated.
You read about his daughter's diary, and he's she thinks she was molested with him in the shower, whatever that. I mean, it's like, oh yeah, oh no, it's not exactly what she meant. Maybe there's a way to interpret that. I was like, you think if it was Ivanka and my dad, you think you'd get that same benefit of the doubt? It never ends. Just like if I was taking, millions from no-show jobs in the Ukraine, like Hunter, or $1 billion from China, you think it'd be a problem? You think it'd be news? Oh, no, he's a private citizen. He can do whatever. Oh, yeah, I'm sure I'd get that same fucking treatment. My ass. JJ4Js. Don, what's next? Well, guys, we keep fighting.
There you go, Jay.
They literally said,
what's next?
The sentencing hearing, the sentencing, because, and of course, all of this stuff was, by the way, none of these things were ever felonies before. They were changed to a felony. So they can extend the statute of limitations for this. So, like, first time ever, right? Of course, they're changing the laws again to do that. But of course, this judge is going to do whatever they can to do that. But they want to do that 4 days before the Republican National Convention. 4 days. Yeah,
doesn't matter.
No, it's not election interference at all.
He's still going to get it.
We'll do it first day of that week. Let's just make that happen. Never ends.
Nomination, I mean.
Age heartbreaker, still voting Trump. I think a lot more people are voting Trump.
Yes.
It was
agreed.
It was interesting. I literally was scrolling through Instagram like 2 hours ago, just before all of this stuff, just sort of waiting. Amber Rose started following me. I mean, that's awesome. Like someone with 25 million followers she says, Biden's doesn't care about, our communities and whatever it is. And I mean, she's following me on Instagram. I was like, wow, I literally just popped up as a notification. And I was like, didn't see that coming.
William, that's hilarious.
There are people who years ago would have lined up behind Joe Biden. In 2020, they lined up behind Joe Biden, right? Like, look, last time they had The Rock, and they had Cardi B, and they probably had Amber Rose, and they probably had all of these other famous celebrities.
Now they don't.
What do they have? Robert De Niro in a mask. You see that the other day? And Robert De Niro is getting heckled down in his own town. Shut down. He shows up in a mask. I mean, Robert De Niro, big tough guy on TV. He's afraid of air, folks. He's afraid of air, but he's a real badass on TV.
And he couldn't even freaking talk without reading the script verbatim. Garbage.
I guess he's searching for some attention. And, he was certainly a great actor. I guess a little long in the tooth now, so he's not doing so good with it anymore. And, that happens. But now he's... Now they roll him out of the clown show while every other A-list celebrity, the ones that are still relevant, have abandoned Joe Biden because they understand exactly what's going on. I think that's what's going on right now.
And that's why...
Page is down. Annie Joe, really? I imagine it's just getting overwhelmed. I wish. Okay, here's the video of De Niro speaking. But yeah, but he showed up in a mask. I put up a thing on Truth, I guess, and on Twitter or X, whatever. That shows him. He's strolling up in a mask. He's about 5'4". That was sort of an interesting one. I didn't realize he was so short. They almost make him look big in the movies, but he's like a midget. And what's really actually interesting. This is one that most people don't know. So. He hates Trump. He always hated Trump. Bullshit. Just so we're clear, Robert De Niro's son literally introduced me to my wife, like now ex-wife, but nonetheless, like I met her at his birthday party that I was invited to. Like, so these aren't people that were like, out of our orbit and always disagreed. You could see it's just scrambling for attention. So, did you know that one, Kai? Okay, so yeah, my daughter's in studio watching because we had a little, just a little, family session because. This stuff is
no shit. Why wouldn't you?
You have to talk about it. It's not easy. It's
his eyes are red.
A lot of nonsense. Like I said, I spoke with my father right before I went live here, and just wanted to get on live early just to start talking about it. And we'll do this as long as we need to. RSKI say risky 62. I'm sickened with the entire situation. I think a lot of people are.
Yep.
I think a lot of people are.
All of us are.
Dusty me. Pedophiles are happy, I bet. I'm sure they're thrilled.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure they're thrilled. Joe Biden seems to represent, the pedophiles and the deviants incredibly well. Honestly, like, scumbag illegals, not, I'm sure there's good ones, but like the Venezuelan drug lords, those are the ones that, and the gang members and all the people that they're letting in, those are the ones that get treated great. Those are the ones you're not allowed to there. The trans sociopaths, you're not allowed to misgender them, God forbid. But, an American gets killed and murdered by one of these people. Well, we can't say their name. That would be offensive to, the trans gangbanger.
Jamie, it might be the color, because when he put his hands up, those were red too. I think the color might be off.
Murderer. That's who Joe Biden represents these days. Not anyone in America, not anyone you'd want in your country, but, that should be evident at this point. AD union file a complaint to Manhattan, New York about the judge and see in comments a link. Yeah, that's the problem though. It's like this judge is obviously the worst of the worst. There's a reason this judge gets every MAGA case, right? Yep. This guy's getting Steve Bannon. This guy's gotten other ones in the past. He's the only guy. Magically, it's supposed to be like a draw system, but this guy
Steve Bannon. I didn't know that.
His daughter is one of the most prolific Democrat fundraisers in the world. I'm sure that's not a setup. I'm sure that's totally freaking legit.
Yeah.
Tom Nassi, take it to the Supreme Court. I think that's what you have to do eventually, because you can't get a fair trial here, right? That's pretty clear. Aussie 666, your republic is finished. You know what? I hope not. It's freaking close. It's freaking close.
Dan Bongino says something every time I listen to him. Chris, you're right. I know he's not orange. Here's the thing is Dan Bongino says on almost every one of his things, is it bad enough yet? I think it's getting there, but it's not that bad. And when he says, is it bad enough yet? He's talking about a complete and total flip of Democrats voting Republican, like what happened with Reagan. Reagan had 49 states out of 50. Is it that bad yet? I don't think so. It's getting there.
In all fairness, Australia's not doing too much better. They're actually probably ahead of us in terms of the road to socialist communism, Marxism, whatever you want to call it. Our last chance is November 5th.
Yep.
So we gotta figure that out. Cassu, I'm freaked out. We should be. I mean, this is scary stuff. I mean, this is the stuff that was happening in third world countries. We'd be like invading them.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to get back to the question in a second. I do want to thank our sponsors for just allowing me to have this show to help do this, to the teams that that they'll support programming like this, because that's not easy to do, especially not in like woke corporate America these days. So
I'm glad.
Remember, guys, part of all of this fighting back at the ballot box, but it's also with our wallets, right? So let's make the parallel economy part of every purchase with the Birch Gold Group. Our country's $34 trillion in debt because of moron Democrat spending. And
so I'm going to pause it while he's doing that, and then unpause it once he's done. Because I just, you guys, seriously, I am glad that he's on Rumble, because we can watch it here, and I just... 15,000 to 1 that he would get all 3 cases by lottery. I agree 100%. I did not know. I didn't know about Bannon and Navarro, but he convicted Bannon and Navarro. He convicted Bannon for what Hunter Biden should be convicted of, not showing up for the freaking subpoena. One of these things is not like the other.
Because that sounds like nonsense. I imagine they got browbeaten and bullied by all the other jurors, and once they were going to get doxxed and figured out they'd never be able to go to their children's school recitals ever again, or out to dinner in civil society, they figured, you know what?
Jay,
let's just...
I know exactly how it makes you feel. I don't know how you felt when you were out there doing said liberating, but I know exactly how you feel about your country being invaded. You come home. I wasn't overseas, but this whole thing is just...
Let's just go along with this. You guys, I've talked about it.
Oh, and that's exactly what happened to the jurors. Is that somebody threatened them and said they'd be doxxed and all that shit. Maybe they weren't paid off. Maybe they were just threatened with the shit that everybody else gets from the cancel culture bullshit.
I imagine they got browbeaten, bullied by all the other jurors, and once they were going to get doxxed and figured out they'd never be able to go to their children's school recitals ever again, or out to dinner in civil society, they figured,
exactly,
you know what?
Rogue.
Let's just go along.
A lot of us in here are veterans, and it's not what any of us enlisted to do. To protect this country, this is not what we fought and bled for. Not everybody had blood, or had to fight, or had to fight on a different... Anyway, just... This is not the country that I signed up to defend, that I intended on defending and making a career out of it.
Wrong with this, you guys, I've talked about it on the show ad nauseum. All of the details leading up to this, right? It's a federal charge being tried in a state court. That seems kind of odd, huh? I wonder how that could happen.
Hey,
number
pure
3
blood
guy in Biden's DOJ.
I'm pure blood too.
Magically gets shipped up to New
Welcome
York
to the ground
try
crew.
a case that
Glad
the
you're
same
here.
DA, Alvin Bragg, chose not to prosecute years ago.
Ohana, 6 fucking tours? Good lord, brother. Wow. Holy shit.
They waive and change the
And
statute of
definitely not,
limitations.
Cora.
This thing could have been brought forth 7 years ago.
Yep.
But it wasn't. I wonder why that is. It's almost like
Thomas.
like it's election interference.
He mentioned
But
that earlier.
I'll say this, guys. Again, the Democrats have succeeded in their years-long quest to turn America into...
Chris, 100% agree. They just woke up, meaning all these jackasses that pulled this shit, and these these jurors. Let's just say these jurors have just woken up millions of quiet vets. And the ones that were already loud, like me and like all of the guys in here,
to a shithole
and yeah,
country.
fucked up beyond all.
There can be no doubt that that has been their plan all along. Look at the results. Look at the policies. Look at what they're doing on a daily basis. It's absolutely nuts. Hey guys, so I can see the questions. Can we put? There's 2 windows in there, so it's blocking it. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. It's time to pursue the charges against Bush, Obama, and all.
Cora, the silent majority should have woken up and started freaking speaking out a long time ago. This should have happened years ago. That the quiet majority should have fucking stood up. Everybody should have already stood up. None of this shit should have been able to happen. None of it.
All the other warmongers. I agree with that, but that will never actually happen.
No, it won't.
Here's my father speaking right after the verdict. Why don't we play that first? Because this is a disgusting verdict. It's obviously ridiculous. I'll give you his commentary. I just spoke to him literally right before I went live, and I've been live for 4.5 minutes. So, let's call it 5 minutes ago. I just spoke to him. I'll tell you all about that in a second. Let's hear his words, and then we'll get to all of that.
Good. I haven't seen this.
This was a disgrace. This was a rigged trial by a conflicted judge who was corrupt. It's a rigged trial, a disgrace. They wouldn't give us a venue change. We were at 5% or 6% in this district, in this area.
Agreed.
This was a rigged, disgraceful trial.
Yep.
But the real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people.
Damn straight.
And they know what happened here, and everybody knows what happened here.
Yep.
You have a Soros-backed DA, and the whole
and
thing.
his little
we
daughter,
didn't do a thing wrong.
too.
I'm a very innocent man, and
Well,
it's okay. I'm fighting for our country. I'm fighting for our Constitution.
None of us are innocent.
Our whole country is being rigged right now. This was done by the Biden administration.
Whoa.
In order to wound or hurt an opponent, a political opponent. And I think it's just a disgrace. And we'll keep fighting. We'll fight till the end and we'll win. Because our country's gone to hell. We don't have the same country anymore. We have a divided mess. We're a nation in decline, serious decline. Millions and millions of people pouring into our country right now. From prisons and from mental institutions, terrorists. And they're taking over our country. We have a country that's in big trouble. But this was a rigged decision right from day one with a conflicted judge who should have never been allowed to try this case, never. And we will fight for our Constitution. This is long from over. Thank you.
Well, guys, so I spoke to my father a couple minutes ago.
Absolutely,
right after this,
Jamie.
Ridiculous, third world banana republic verdict came in. And, honestly, he's somber, but I think sort of gets it. I think his resolve is frankly only increased. He understands.
I don't doubt that at all.
And he has understood for a long time, right? He understood in 2020. He understood in 2016, 2015 actually, when he announced that he was running, and we all got in the elevator, my whole family, even my little daughter who's sitting on the couch here watching me. He got in the elevator and he looked at me and he goes, "Now we find out who our real friends are." It said a couple things. It said he understood what was going to happen. All those people, all the celebrities that were all his buddies, they all loved him. And you've seen all the quotes and you've seen all the videos from the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s and The Apprentice. And all of a sudden,
I love those videos.
They're all gone because he was going to run as a Republican. He said what needed to be said. And remember the outrage of that press conference? That didn't happen that day, by the way. That happened 2 weeks later. The outrage started 2 weeks later when he actually started gaining traction. But he said, "Now we find out who our real friends are." And beyond understanding what was going to happen, It was actually the other side of that was he understood what was going to happen and he did it anyway. And that's what we need right now.
True.
He understood what was going to happen and didn't back down from that, didn't go away, didn't say it.
So, what he just said, all of us need to be, we know what's going to happen, we need to do it anyway. But no violence, nothing that will get anybody in trouble. I am putting Trump everything out front. It might make me a target, I don't care, because I know it's got to be done.
You know what? It's not worth it.
Show my support.
He did it anyway, knowing full well, and that actually means so much more to me. And that's what
exactly,
we all need to do right now. I'll also talk. Some of the questions I'll be taking, but I'll also bring up some of the sort of, relevant and germane, tweets from the day. We have reaction coming in from Tucker Carlson. I think I'm supposed to actually have dinner with him tomorrow.
Yes, pure blood.
In El Salvador, actually, of all
peacefully.
places. But for the election there of another.
But we got to be careful because that's the same thing Trump said, and look where he's at.
Kind of, let's call it, patriotic.
At least our last name's not Trump,
nonsense.
so we can get away with it.
But he said,
look at that. Look at Tucker. Import the third world, become the third world. That's what we just saw. This won't stop Trump. Fuck no, it won't. He'll win the re-election if he's not killed first. God, don't give anybody ideas, Tucker. But it does mark the end of the fairest justice system in the world. Anyone who defends this verdict is a danger to you and your family.
Support the third world, you become the third world. That's what we just saw. This won't stop Trump. He'll win the election if he's not killed first. I mean, that's a harder one to read, obviously. It's a little bit rough.
They're going after 46.
But honestly, does anything
in Arizona?
Did anything surprise you at this
point?
Oh
yeah, that's the those electors, the standby electors, right?
They're changing laws.
Yep.
New York State literally changed a law for 1 year on the statute of limitations, so they could go back and try my father for something allegedly from 30 years ago. It's not like he was hiding for the last 30 years.
Yes,
Imagine
Jane.
we found him.
Peaceful and smart
out there. But you run as a Republican, all of a sudden they changed the law for 1 year so they can prosecute one person, and then the law reverts back to the way it always was. Here, same thing. Statute of limitations doesn't matter. We'll alter the law to go after one person, your political enemy, and that's what the Democrats are doing. So that was Tucker's reaction.
Unbelievable.
Rough as a son to read. That's a little hard, but probably not wrong. Basically, he goes on to say, but if this doesn't mark the end of the fairest justice system in the world, anyone who defends this verdict is a danger to you and your family. And he's right. This is how it starts. Right? Those in power, doesn't matter. You step up against them and you are out. There's nothing they won't do. They'll jail you. They'll try to bankrupt you. And to Tucker's point, maybe they take it even a little bit further than that, as if it's not enough.
Yeah.
I think they've shown very clearly that there's nothing they're not willing to do. I'm trying to actually get to some questions in the feed, but it's going so fast. I'm voting for Trump. Yeah, I'm posting I don't do this often in terms of the donation stuff, but I'm posting a donations link on my Twitter page. Go check it out there. I'll probably put it up on Truth as well, just so people can see where they go, because, man,
exactly.
we have to fight back.
Yes, Annie Ben. There is no such thing as fake electors. Most states have 2 slates of electors. That's how it works. 100%. I watched Tucker when he was explaining this, when that shit first went down in Arizona. Where you going, old man? Where you going, old man?
This case is the epitome of election interference. The district attorney literally campaigned on targeting my father. Just like the attorney general campaigned on attacking my father. And, they got him for $500 million for paying back banks on time with interest. I mean, right,
Yeah, they wanted to do business with him again.
One after the other, all flawed, all biased, all meeting with Biden's, DOJ and the White House. I wonder why they're doing that for a state trial, because, as my father said,
Why is the number 2 from the Justice Department now the number 2 to Alvin Bragg?
It's 100% right. The district attorney again campaigned on targeting my father.
Okay,
and
TK.
The lead prosecutor is a
I understand.
former
Thank you for
DNC
showing up.
political consultant. The judge, meanwhile, is a Biden donor whose daughter has been getting rich helping Democrats fundraise off of the case. I mean, do me a favor. Look at how even MSNBC's Andrew Weissman fawns over this judge. Okay, this is a seriously biased.
Okay, he's getting to the repeating himself thing. If he repeats himself again after this, I'm gonna stop.
Individual, a true scumbag, Andrew Weissman, and watch how he thinks of this judge.
With, as you noted, with respect to Judge Marchand, I mean, I'm like now,
Slap that
I felt a man crush on him. He is such a great judge that it's hard to see that the jurors wouldn't have the same impression. And he's just, you just keep on thinking, if you looked in a dictionary for like judicial temperament.
That's what I have to say. Because I can't slap him.
So that was Mueller's henchman. That was the guy, very shady track record in the past, because that's what they do. They find people who will...
Is it me, or is he basically repeating almost verbatim what he said the first time?
Do whatever it is that they want. In the end, it doesn't have to do with the law. It doesn't have to do with anything.
True.
That was the Mueller henchman. That was the guy that wanted to put me in jail for treason, a crime punishable by death.
Well, at least he didn't say that.
Russia.
First time.
Right? Remember, years. $45-50 million spent prosecuting Trump. Oh, it turns out it was all bullshit, funded by the Hillary Clinton campaign, right?
Yep.
You know, when she did those things that they're accusing Trump of, right? The start of the Russia thing, she got fined $8,000. My father, they want to put him away for 700 years. Tell me that's not bullshit. That doesn't work, guys. It's not right. It's ridiculous.
This part
Again,
isn't verbatim.
I think the real verdict's going to come on November 5th when America sends Joe Biden packing and puts my father back in the White House.
Maybe
Here's
he is.
a great ad.
Maybe he is repeating himself from a teleprompter. Some of that stuff that he said in the middle there wasn't a repeat. But okay. Well, that's fine. I just thank you for saying that he was live on this. Thank you, because I really wouldn't have been happy if if I had missed that. So I'm glad. And that's I intended to, if he started repeating and going over stuff again, that I was gonna pop off. He agreed, Jay. He is a salesman, but there is something else in the fact that there's people joining at different times every time. So I do that sometimes where I'll repeat stuff I already said because I was saying it at the beginning when there was nobody, and then people join, so I repeat it. So maybe that's kind of July 11th. Sentencing set for July 11th. And Trump Jr. just said it. That's 4 days before the Is it 4 days before the Republican is it, how many days is it? Republican National Convention. July 15th to 18th. 4 days before. 7-Eleven's a lucky day? Huh. Cool. I'm going to see, I don't know what I'm going to see. I was going to say, maybe go live and see, how that went, but water bottles banned from RNC security perimeter, AR-15s allowed? Bullshit. Newsweek. Oh, not metal water bottles inside the RNC's security footprint. But they can carry AR-15s. Yeah. That's bullshit. Hey, boo-boo. I hope I don't go out there and find a pile of poop out there or something. It wouldn't, I don't think that... Nope, I can't say that. I can't put anything past anybody anymore. Who knows what's going to happen at the RNC? Because it's not just going to be Trump there. It's going to be... Lots of Republicans are going to be there. Obviously. How are they going to keep them safe as they arrive? There's... Cora, good question. Where are the rest of the loudmouths? Where are the rest of the people? Where is the America First Republicans? Where are they? Why hasn't anybody said anything? Let me see. Okay, so I got... No. So I have something I found. Hold on. Trump's allies expressed outrage after a New York jury found him guilty of all 34 charges. And I'm so sick of this hush money. It's fucking stupid. Yep. Election. This is far from over for all of us. So Mike Johnson said something. Purely political exercise. What the fuck? That's what he said? Give me a break. Speak like a fucking real human. Oh, and by the way, this is the Hill, so it's going to be... Today is a shameful day in American history. Oh, so he did say something that was human. Today is a shameful day in American history. Democrats cheered as they convicted the leader of the opposing party on ridiculous charges predicated on the testimony of a disbarred convicted felon, which is 100% fact. The weaponization of the justice system has been a hallmark. Chris LaCivita, one of Trump's senior campaign advisors, said in a post on X that the fix was always in. True. Matt Schlapp, chair of the American Conservative Union, described it as a tragic day in American history. Yes. Agreed. Oh, this verdict is the corrupt result of a corrupt trial, a corrupt judge, and a corrupt DA, said Matt Gaetz. We will stand with President Trump now more than ever to save the country. Absolutely. The Republicans who have been floated as potential vice presidential contenders for Trump also slammed the decision. Marco Rubio called the verdict a complete travesty that makes a mockery of our justice system, which is 100% fact. Suggested it was politically motivated, and Biden and the Trump deranged left will stop at nothing to remain in power, he added. He also attacked the judge's family. Even Republicans who previously had a frosty relationship with Trump defended him. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis posted on X, today's verdict represents the culmination of a legal process that has been bent to the political will of the actors involved, a leftist prosecutor, a partisan judge, and a jury reflective of one of the most liberal enclaves in America, all in an effort to get Donald Trump. Fact. It's often said that no one is above the law, which is true, but it's also true that no one is below the law. If the defendant were not Donald Trump, this case would never have been brought. Fact. The judge would never have issued similar rulings, and the jury would have never returned a guilty verdict. Fact. My opinion. In America, the rule of law should be applied in a dispassionate, even-handed manner, not become captive to the political agenda of some kangaroo court. So, let's see. A Trump conviction raises questions over how that could impact his own standing among voters, particularly those who backed Trump rival Nikki Haley, who, on an aside, went to Israel and signed her name on bombs. Wow. Wow. This is unprecedented, yes. Okay, Queenie. Sorry, I haven't been watching the chat. Let me roll back here. The all talk and no action crowd. Well said, Cora. Or well written, anyway, because you're not talking. Rogue, do you think that's... Do you honestly think that's why? Or did you read that somewhere? Trump's donation site just crashed. Let me go look. Let me go look. All right, let's see. Let's see. Okay, so it's not crashed. It's not crashed on my side. Huh. Okay. I'm going to get a printout of this, or I'm going to get it made, and where am I going to put it? Right there under Duke. Nice square. This exact thing right here. Yes, yes, I know, I know. I already did all of this stuff. I'm waiting for my black Trump hat. Or MAGA hat, rather. Official black MAGA hat, of course. Oh. And I have my official gold medal. Never surrender. Gold. I already said that. Gold It's a metal. It's gold. It's got black words on it. It says "Never Surrender," and it's got my got all of my info on it. So I can't show it to y'all because I don't want all my info out there. Let's see. Oh, that's your own personal opinion. Oh, no, that's funny. He's still here cleaning the kitchen. Chris, no, I see your comment. I saw your comment. Let me see. Which one? I don't show anything being... Wait, is it your comment in here? Wouldn't have happened because I would have seen it and undid it. But y'all, this is fucking nuts. Knuckin' futs, whatever. Stupid. Ridiculous. Insane. And that I'm laughing at that that Australian that had 666 in his handle said something about was it in here? Because I don't see anything. No, Annie Band's message was retracted. Annie Band retracted his, is what I see. Yeah, nope, I'm not seeing anything, Chris. I'm not seeing anything. Only Annie Band retracting his comment. So I'm not sure what you're seeing or saying, or I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not seeing. Well, I'm not seeing it on my chat anyway. I mean, was it recent? Because I went almost all the way up to the beginning and I didn't see it. Ah, cool. I'm on the headset. How many people have me on a TV and I'm a giant face in your house? I don't want Trump to pick Rubio either, but what's your reasoning on it? I just don't like Rubio. Because I think there's some shade in there. Because he's said some things I don't like in the past. Okay. Can let me know, was it in my chat right now on my live that it was taken down? Are you talking about in here? Cuz I didn't see it on I didn't see you even say it. Okay, warmonger comment. I see Be Safe Queen. Thomas Massey posted on X. They restarted the video. But I see warmonger and I don't see anything before or after that. If it was pulled down, I would think that it would show, just like when Annie Band retracted a message, that it would say on there, retracted. Oh, okay, Ohana. Oh, you gotta have Lightning McQueen. Lightning McQueen definitely outranks me for the kiddos. Y'all, this is insanity. And I couldn't not go live because this is insanity. Okay, so YouTube did it. So tell me in Discord what you said, because if you type it again, they might frickin' smack us. And my stream will go down. But did you guys hear that thunder back when Don Jr., I think Don Jr. was just was when he was talking, had thunder outside, and in my head, God's pissed. And I don't think God's pissed because God would know this was going to happen. So I wonder what he has in store from this and how he's going to work through the people that are going to make sure that no shady shit happens and that Donald Trump wins fair and square, because that will be amazing. I want to see how he works through people. Oh, okay. Huh. I don't even remember seeing it because the chat's right. I did something so that I'm still talking to the chat sometimes with my phone is right here, but I have the chat right here so I can just shift my eyes up from the camera to look at it. Yes, I agree. He's a fence sitter. I'm a no on Rubio as well, for the mostly for what you said, that he's a fence sitter. He's not a strong. Donald Trump was with Dan Bongino yesterday. So I end up watching Dan Bongino's, or not watching, but listening to Dan Bongino's show the next morning. And he had an interview with Donald Trump. And Donald Trump was saying that he needs to make strong decisions this time. And he actually said that he made a mistake. He actually said that in the interview. I don't remember ever hearing Donald Trump say, I made a mistake. But he did in that interview with Dan Bongino. And of everything from his thing that I listened to, because his show is on every day at 11 Eastern, which is 9 my time, and I'm not functional. I'm barely functional by 9. I mean, I get up at between 6 and 7. So, but shit, what was I gonna say? Yeah, Chris, he does vote with Democrats a lot. Agreed. Donald Trump said that he needs strong Republicans. He needs strong Republicans. I know I repeated that, but that's what he said. Pretty sure. Or he said something along those lines that meant that. And he's going to be he said he knows where the bodies are buried now. He said he went in not knowing DC, but he knows it now, and he's not making the same mistakes. So I think that we're okay. And I'm wondering if... No, I still see myself talking. Agreed. Now's not the time to panic. And I think that there's going to... Rogue, that's what I thought. Ramaswamy. Vivek. And I honestly would love to have one of them for the first time, on a live, like as an interview, to like have me here and them here, and for me to be able to ask them questions. Like, something I want to ask President Trump is, well, first I want to thank him for the Mission Act, because he completed and upgraded something that Obama had put in just as a Band-Aid, and he made it better, and he made it law. And now I'm wondering, first to thank him, and then ask him how he's going to fix the problem that the Mission Act has now, where the community care, the VA doesn't pay their bills, or they don't pay them on time, or they don't pay them. They don't pay them what they're charged. They get a discounted rate somehow. So the community isn't doing anything because it's kind of like along the lines of they do it out of the goodness of their heart part, because the government gets like, for example, here's a good example. I am going via community care. Shit, I went to the VA today and I forgot to get my blood drawn. Fuck. Gotta go tomorrow. Just remember that just now, because I had appointments today and I did a whole bunch of shit, and I was there and I didn't get my blood drawn. Son of a bitch. Well, okay. Rogue, that's I like that. Trump and Vivek this term, and then Vivek and Tulsi Gabbard for the next 2. But Benny Johnson had something interesting in the fact that, you know how, you had George H.W. Bush, and you had George W. Bush, and then Jeb down in Florida. So there was a little bit of a trickle down there. Trump in the White House? No, I'm good, Chris. Thank you. I'm going to put it on my phone, but thank you for that. I appreciate it. You got Trump in the White House, then Don Jr. in the White House, and then Eric in the White House, and then eventually Barron in the White House. Oh my gosh, Barron is freaking so tall. I think he's 6'7". I think he's at 6'7" now. I think he might be done, but 6'7" or 6'8", and that's fucking so cool. That is so awesome. But it's quarter to 5, so dogs eat at 5, and I need to go see if there's a mess in my living room, because there was lots of bells ringing earlier, and I have Mr. Teddy in here now with me and Duke, and Penny's behind me. But I'm hoping there's no mess in the living room. Thank you, everyone, for popping in when I went unscheduled live. And I'm still going to go live tomorrow, but I might, next week, I might not, because I have my GSEC exam for this course that I'm taking on Friday. So I'm going to be cramming. Like, really cramming for this exam, which is actually what I'm doing, what I've been doing all day once I got home. But tomorrow was going to be from in the morning after I get my cooling system set up. I have to power wash stuff and then put the panels back on and cut the stuff to put in it. And then, so I'll be on tomorrow, and we can talk about this shit more. Because what the fuck happened? Biden is a frigging disease on this country that needs to be removed from the White House ASAP. November 5th will happen. He'll be out. We will send him packing. I agree with Don Jr. He'll be sent packing. So, on that note, as always, I love you, ground crew. I apologize about my thumb. I'm upset, and like I've been picking, so I apologize. Just I love you, Grim Crew. And I'll see you on the next one. This is insanity. I can't believe this bullshit happened. I can't. Fuck.